this New York trip, I decided to have a blind date with a book. If you don't know what that is, basically there's a little book in here and they give you like a genre at least on the cover, and then they decorate it all cutesy with some pencils and markers, and you basically just go into a blind. And I think that concept is really cool. And last time I was here, I saw a bunch of these at Strand Bookstore, which is exactly where I went to find this one. This is a slow burn rom-com set in NYC, which is perfect because I'm in NYC. There was another romance book and it had like a little chili pepper with like some steam coming off, and I thought it was so cute, but it literally said what the book was about. It said Single Dad and Babysitter, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly what book that is, which is one that I possibly want to read in the future, but I wanted to go into this blind. I mean, that's what this is all about. And I think the cover is so adorable too. When I take it off, I'm gonna have to like be really careful when I do so I could save it. And yeah, hopefully it's a good book that I have not read before. And I thought it would be really fun, since I'm here for another 5 days, to just read this entire book while I'm here. Hopefully I'm able to finish it and then I'll be able to give you guys a review. So the book was $18, but with tax it came out to $19.60, which is kind of expensive, and I'm pretty sure this is a paperback too, but it's okay. It's for fun. I'm gonna use my baby eyebrow scissors because I don't want to mess it up. Actually, I think I could just peel up the tape. It's blue. What if I've already read this book? I'm kind of scared. I'm just gonna slide it out. Ready? The American Roommate Experiment. Oh God. This is kind of big. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this in 5 days. Okay, well, I'll probably start reading this later because I have some homework to do, but once I do start, I'll let you know how it goes. Good morning from New York. Let's talk about the book. Alright, so I started reading the book yesterday and I'm currently on page 76. And I'm using the cutest little New York bookmark from HA. They got me this 3-pack for my birthday and it's perfect for this book and for the setting. The book honestly grasps your attention right away. I'll do my best to explain. Basically, somebody is trying to break into her apartment, but turns out it's not her apartment. It's actually her friend's apartment that she had a spare key to, and something had happened at her apartment, so she just went to her friend's apartment for a few days since her friend is on vacation. But turns out that friend was letting her cousin stay at the apartment while he was in town, so that's who this mysterious guy was trying to get into the apartment. But this is no ordinary cousin, okay? The main girl, Rosie, I guess has had a little online crush on this guy for a very long time after her friend showed the girl his profile like on Instagram, and so every once in a while she goes and checks on him, so she cannot believe that he's actually real and she's finally meeting him. And so we figure out a bunch of things that are going on in both of their lives. They're both kind of messy and they don't know like what the future holds for them, but they both know that they need a place to stay, so they've decided to stay at this apartment together, even though it's a studio and literally is one room. So today's gonna be a pretty busy day, which is why I don't expect myself to be able to read as much as usual. I'm currently on page 77 and I would like to at least get to page 100, but if I could do more than that, then that would be amazing, because at this rate I'm not gonna finish this book in New York. So we're back in California, and as you can see the last clip, I was barely in the hundreds, so obviously I did not finish this book in New York, unfortunately. But I did finish it once I got back, and let's talk about it. I'll try to do my best to explain the book without spoiling it in case anybody would be interested in reading this book. But after these two get to know each other a little bit more, Lucas learns that Rosie is really struggling when it comes to writing her romance novel, so he decides to take her on all these experimental dates to kind of, you know, get her creativity flowing. And it does help, but they just end up falling in love. And I feel like what happens with couples in books is that they get together finally or they separate. And hopefully this isn't too much of a spoiler, but this is one that's kind of like both. And I don't like that concept at all. It kind of reminded me of A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, because at the end it was like a separation and then they finally got together, which, yeah, I just don't like that concept in books. So if it weren't for that, I probably would have given this a 5-star, which was very, very good, especially for a book that I completely went into blind. However, because of that part of the book, I have to bump it down just a little bit. So my final rating for The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas is a 4.8. Besides the little ending that was a little bit hectic, I really liked this book. It really was a slow burn, and I just loved like the tension. Like I kept just looking over at Jordan and be like, oh, like it's just so tense right now, because like it was just like you just want them to be together like so bad, and there's just so much like flirtatious energy and it just makes you so happy. Like I found myself smiling on multiple occasions because of how amazing he treated Rosie. Although about halfway throughout the book, I started getting just a teeny bit bored just because the experimental dates were getting a little bit repetitive. The flirtiness between them was getting a little repetitive. Like the way that they were like living was getting a little repetitive. I was like, I need something more. And luckily, Elena fulfilled my wishes, because that's when like stuff actually started going on between the two characters, and that's exactly what I needed. So I was really happy with that. If it weren't for that, then I definitely would have had to bump it down more. Overall, I would recommend The American Roommate Experiment, especially if you like slow burn rom-coms. The little page that they had decorated to hide this book in the beginning, where it said slow burn rom-com set in NYC, that was a perfect description. That's all you really need. So if you're interested in that genre, definitely check this book out. And thank you for coming along this blind date with the book journey with me. I've never done one, but I definitely will be doing more in the future. Bye! Oh, I guess bro has thoughts on the book too. What do you give it, Clem? What do you give it? He agrees with me.